everyone. Welcome to the Center 365, a children's service center, Robinson Counseling Center, and Cunningham Primary Healthcare Center podcast dedicated to keeping you as staff up to date about news and what's going on in the organization. I am Andrew Miller, the organizational trainer, and this first episode, I'm joined by Mike Hopkins, President and CEO. Mike, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
I think our initial thought when we talked about a podcast for the organization was to get information to staff on a mass scale. Sometimes an all staff email might get lost in the inbox. Your town halls are you do it as often as you can. Talk around the water cooler. Emails might come out every couple of months. So what is another way to get information out to people? Boom, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd just like to turn it over to you, Mike. Let's just talk about what we have going on in the organization now, and what, if anything, staff should know about for the future.
Well, I appreciate you doing the podcast. You're really good at this. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
For taking the lead on it. As far as new news go, I think the opening at 110 and 130 South Pennsylvania Boulevard is something that everybody should know about. We acquired that building when community counseling went out of business, and as far as behavioral health goes in that space, and took a while for us to acquire it, and credit to Tony Fino and his team as far as the renovations go in that building, and did a great job with the renovations and really turning it into something that people could be proud of. I find great pleasure in going over there and seeing the psych rehab program growing and expanding, and the smiles on the staff faces are great, but the smiles on the clients' faces are even better. They can take pride in that space, and a lot of them actually came from there.
I was going to say, I think you mentioned that before, that they have come from there, and for them to go back and be like, wow, it looks so amazing.
The kitchen would be the envy of any kitchen in anybody's house, so it's that came out beautiful, and the space that we have for groups, and there's another small kitchen, and the individual office space for the staff, and they went from a house that the first floor of a house on campus to basically 13,000 square feet of space. That I think that's great to see that happening, and I'm so glad we were able to make the investment. And I love to see the faces on the clients, and when I walk through and just see how thrilled they are with being there, it's great. But we also have case management staff there who are on. Some say the basement. I say lower level of the old the building on campus. But to see them being happy with the space they moved into is great. High Fidelity Wraps over there. The Hope program's over there. We're hoping to start new services with speech therapy and occupational therapy. And so a couple of things that we're looking to add there as well. We have a provider based out of Erie who provides services through a contract with Luzerne County, ECCM. They're going to rent a couple offices from us over there. So to really see that whole thing come together has been pretty exciting. And again, I credit Tony and his team for the work they did to renovate that. I've taken many old staff from other organizations that used to work there or retired now, and take them through, and it's kind of cool to see their faces when they walk through. It's like, holy cow. And they point out this was so-and-so's office, that was so-and-so's. We go through all that stuff, but they look at the physical plan and they say, this is amazing. And I think that's important for our staff to have a place that they can work, that they can take pride in, but also, of equal, if not more important, that the clients that are coming for services can take pride in where they're going.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for people, I think I speak for people on the Wilkes-Barre campus. They're probably very happy to have more parking spots available here on campus
overnight,
as well.
Parking was solved. Yes.
For everybody that's kind of moved over there, do you have plans to kind of fill in those vacant spots on the campus here?
Yeah, we're working on a couple spots will be filled, and a couple will probably be left for future growth. But for example, the first floor of the group home where the Hope program was, first episode psychosis, they're going to that space. Summer's working on it now. Looking to start an early education program for 3 and 4 year olds, kind of a pre-partial program. What we've seen through COVID is that a lot of these kids had nothing going on for them that was appropriate, and so they're really coming into kindergarten, first grade with a lot of needs. Our hope is to get those 3 and 4 year olds into a clinical-based program where they can get a lot of those needs met and get ready to be part of the kindergarten class, first grade class. And so we've added, with that space and within that program, we're looking at having a PCIT component to that, as well as an FASD, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder component to that. So again, a clinical model, 3 and 4 year olds, get them ready to be in a better place so they can be successful once they enter the public school system. So that's going in there. Downstairs of where the BCM program was, lower level, I should say. Psychology's moved down there now. So there's 4 spaces down there for psychology, and the training center is going to be moved there from the training center from where they are now down to kind of almost a third of the space down there will be for the training center. So when you do SEM trainings, you're going to have more space to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think those are pretty well, those moves are going to happen or have happened.
Yeah.
The other spaces like the training center, what is currently, there's PCIT suite upstairs that will continue to be used for that purpose. What we use downstairs, we have some community groups that come in from outside the organization. They probably will continue to use that. Where the psych rehab program was, we probably will look at making additional office space over in that space so that people that don't need to be, that spend a lot of time on the phone and that kind of stuff, they could do their phone work there instead of having to be in space across the street. So a couple ideas, but nothing really formalized for that space yet. So yeah, as things work around here, as soon as you have, we built the one building with the idea that we'd have space to grow into for next 2 years, and it was gone within 6 months. So I hope that continues to be the problem, because it's a nice problem to have. But
absolutely.
I never worry about too much about plans, because something comes up and we say, okay, we got the space, let's do it. So.
Anything that staff should know, like anything future going on that you think that staff should know about besides kind of like what the changes have been made and everything that's going on currently? Is there anything in the future that maybe staff should know about? Obviously, you're talking about the early intervention partial, and I think the school districts will be very happy to have those kindergartners coming in the door
in a better place,
in a very much better place, which is awesome that we're going to be doing that as well.
Well, there's still challenges to get that started, but we hope we can overcome those and get through those challenges. So I think the Wyoming County expansion is kind of the next big thing too.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I think. Geisinger moved out of the space they were in on 10 Tribal Lane, and it's halfway up Mile Hill on the left. They moved down to the old Walmart in town, and so we're looking to. We've had a sale agreement for several months on that. We hope to close sometime end of March, early April, so a couple months away. That will give us a bunch of space. It's a huge building, so we're looking to add primary care services there. We're talking with Genoa about pharmacy services up in that space. Case management already has their area that they've claimed. Outpatient therapy has their space. The docs, nurse practitioner, everybody's got space that they're going to be moving into up there. We had planned on moving the psych rehab program up there, but we're going to more of a mobile program in Wyoming County. Transportation's a huge issue. We have some additional space up there that we had planned to use that we're not going to use now. So again, room to grow into. There's an eye doctor there who's going to stay with us, so he will continue to rent space from us up there, and so we'll add a different service than we have down here, which is eye care.
I was going to say, is that going to kind of also wrap?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Very cool.
But yeah, so that's coming down the pike. We're working to become a federally qualified health center, lookalike, which is really going to impact Cunningham Primary Health Care Center, and some of the outpatient licensed therapists would be part of this FQHC when it gets started. And that's going to be over the next year or so. Hopefully this time next year, we'll be designated as an FQHC lookalike, which doesn't mean much to too many people because it's only.
I was going to say for staff, what would that mean if they don't know what that means?
Well, the big thing is how it's funded, how our services are funded. Right now, everything, 85% of our services are funded through the managed care company. This decreases our dependency on the managed care company. Certainly for the primary care center and for those licensed outpatient clinicians, that becomes basically wrapped into a cost-based system. So whatever your costs are, you generate a rate based on your cost. So we're not losing any money. It's going to get us to that break-even point, which is great. So I think that, and then as we continue to grow and expand on the primary care side, we'll bring more of the behavioral health side in. We'll add psychiatry into that. We'll add other services into that. So really decreasing our dependency on the managed care company for payments. right now we're in a fee-for-service structure. It's not all that sustainable with some programs. We constantly lose money, and we constantly beg for higher rates, and they don't give it to us sometimes, and so it's not a great environment. Going to a cost-based system is a way that we can cover our costs and get to a better place financially. So, and by that I mean cover our costs and not lose 300,000 here or 200,000 there,
Right,
or
right.
whatever. So, and so again, I think that's important for us to have success, and it's a ton of work. There's tons of committees that are meeting now to get ready for an application to go in later this summer. We'll have an on-site visit probably by the end of the year, early next year, and hopefully we'll get that designation. And again, good things will happen over the next 4, 5, 6 years from that. I just think it's it's humbling working with the staff that we have. As I've said many times, we do our best to recruit the best staff we can. We try even harder to retain the staff that we have, and we've had some success with that. And my job is to get everybody in a good place and get out of the way, let you do your thing. And from top to bottom, staff have been doing amazing work. We wouldn't be looking at all this growth and expansion if it wasn't for the staff.
I agree.
And so I just want to say thank you.
Mike, I just want to thank you so much for coming in and sharing about some news and some new stuff that's going on in the organization and what to look forward to. For those that are listening or for those that are watching, if you guys want to see more of this stuff, or if you're interested in more sit downs with Mike or anybody else in the organization, please make sure to let me know. Shoot me an email. You can comment down below on the video or the podcast if that's where you're planning on listening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all those lovely things. We'll be putting out much more of these in the near future. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.